Welcome, dear BSD members, to this mission editing tutorial. I was thinking about creating this video because of a very special reason. In the past, we had a couple of missions with an external group, which is the VFA 313 Hellhounds. This is a fixed-wing group which fly the F-18 Charlie from the carrier. We had two very successful missions already, and at some point we noticed that there is an issue with mods. That means that we were only able to fly missions with them together when we create vanilla game missions, and all these mods that we require in order to have the ground structure set haven't been present in that mission. And that's always been something of a downside, because specifically we on near to the ground, we need some more assets than the F-18 guys up there in the sky. They don't really need those additional assets. That's why they also fly in vanilla game. Okay, we were looking for what type of mods we can use, and we came up with a solution, which is now this package. We have two additional packages, which is the BSD MS00 and BSD MS01. Both packages represent just a selection from our mods that we usually use, and don't have all the fancy stuff that you know from our mods. So there is a lot that looks good, but not everything. But that is not really a bad thing, because all in all, we still can create our FARPs and FOBs, and thus can have a great experience when we are near to the ground. At the same time, we can ensure that we have the same fun that the FA-18 guys have when we fly our missions. So this is what we came up with. Additionally, I have to say that these both packs are separating a bit from each other. The 00 holds all the mods, and the 01 holds the liveries that we use, at least the most common. The training livery is excluded, and something else. But the most prominent that we use, like the navy, the olive drab, and the desert, those are all available in this package. Okay, that now you might ask, okay, why do I need them now? That's correct. That's a good question. In fact, you don't need them at all, until a certain point. Because, let me explain. You don't need them at all if you just want to join a mission. That means you just have your mission packs 00 up to 09. You have them loaded, and then you're all good. So you don't need them. These mod packages are in the first 4 external squadrons who decide to fly missions with us on our servers. But you need to download them, at least the 00 pack, in case you want to create missions that should be flown along with multi-squad missions. It's also possible to create missions based on this package for BSD only missions. That's also possible. But this is important to differ between the playing missions with us only or playing missions with a multi-squad. I'm not speaking only entirely here for the Hellhounds. This applies for all multi-squad units we decide to fly missions with. Okay. A little bit further on into my mod setup here for multi-squadron. This is a DCR scratchpad that I recommend for Gamemasters. I will explain this a bit later. And this is the livery pack from the Hellhounds, that we get to see their skins when we are flying close to them. Maybe we land on the carrier, or they land on the airfield that we are flying around, that we see them as well as they see us when they download the livery packages here. Everything is already discussed with the group, so the mod packages are already shared, and now I want to explain you a little bit what I came up with. I decided to create a template mission that is not only meant for multi-squadron missions, that is also meant for creating missions from BSD players for BSD players. And that's why I have created this package here. And this package will be ready for download, or is actually already available for download in the mission design channel in our BSD Discord. This is the BSD CTLD CSAR Multi Squad mission that I will explain in a bit. This is the Multi Squad complete template, what I will also explain in a bit. This is a unit list that's necessary if you want to play as a game master on the mission that you create based on this template. This is a DCR scratch pad in case you don't have it already. And as already mentioned, this is the liveries for the Hellhounds. So this package includes everything that you need to join a multi-squadron mission as long as it takes place on the BSD servers hosted by BSD from BSD. If we, BSD, get to fly with a multi-squadron mission and we have been invited to their group on their server, this is then limited to R1, you remember that. But since we have a short change recently that we also now allow to fly a multi-squadron mission for RL2 pilots, as long as they take place on our servers when we invite those groups. Okay, so far a little bit for the introduction here. Now I will go a little bit into the detail here. So let's fire up the mission editor. Good. This is the template mission, BSD CTLD CSAR Multi Squad. And there it is. So, first thing that you see here when you open the mission is that there are a couple of labels explaining a little bit. And there is a carrier ship group already and one fixed wing jet. First thing that you should do when you get this mission is that you save it under a new name. Save it under whatever name comes into your mind, like My Great Mission. Yeah, okay. So, because now when you mess up some things, then you can just load the CTLD template again and everything's as like in the beginning. Okay, now let's take a look here in the individual assets I have implemented into this template. First thing up here is the IATS groups. IATS are independent air defense systems and they have been created by Stature, and I have been using them since a couple of while now in my missions, and I think it's a good idea to also share this awesome script within this template that everyone can make use of it. So how does it actually work? As the mission already states, this is an independent air defense system. Independent means it doesn't need any treatment from the mission editor. You have 4 individual groups, starting with EWR Alpha. Then we have the EWR Bravo, EWR Charlie, and EWR Delta. So these groups are predefined in the IATS script, so that's why they need to remain that name. You must not change that name. If you do that, then the script will break. Now the groups. The groups are also have specific names. The names are not random. They also have a specific purpose. The AD is air defense, and A is alpha for represent that it belongs to EWR alpha. Then SA8 is a type, and delta is the group count. So in that case, we have 4 groups: Alpha, Bravo, I think this is Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, and Delta. You can, of course, add more groups. Then you need to change them respectively, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, and so on. Yeah, just to differ between. But leave these as I just stated. yeah, the prefix AD and ABCD, yeah, Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta must be there, otherwise it doesn't work. Good. If you have any questions to this, you can always shoot a message into the mission design channel, and then Statue and me, we will care about that. Okay, second thing is helicopter template. I have already placed here the helicopters for us for BSD, so that you don't need to care about that anymore. Yeah, you just pick the group that you want to have. In that case here we have Vampire. Yeah, Vampire 1-1 up to 1-5, and that is also for the other groups. Here is the Outlaw. Here is Shadow. Then we have Rhino, Reaper, Warlock, and Dragon. If you, of course, need more helicopters, then you can just copy and paste them, edit the name respectively, and you're good to go. Those helicopters are already preset for whatever they need. They have the respective name, and most importantly, they're set up respectively with their skins and their weapons. That is a good example. Okay, yeah. Okay, just see here. Black Shark Den, default livery. Okay, that's a surprise. What's the difference? Okay, interesting. Anyways, the helicopters are already set with the liveries and also with the weapons. Yeah, you can of course change them if necessary. If not, then yeah, you can just leave them as they are. And frequencies are also already set. We have the frequencies based in the SOP, as well as the most needed one for ATC and the servers 250, 251, 252, if necessary, 253, and so on. As you guys know it from my missions, the Foxmark channels are incremental set from according to the channel. So channel 1 is 31 up to channel 9, 39, and channel 10 sometimes is 30 or 40, depends a little bit on the frequency set. That is necessary and pretty handy if you need to agree on a specific channel during the mission. Maybe not specifically for the Apache, but for those helicopters who work with presets only, like the Mi-24 or the Mi-8. Good. Yeah, also there are two helipads or heliports. The first is the invisible FARP and the other one is the helipad single. Of course, there are a lot of more. So you have all sorts of heliports that you can select from. I just placed them here as that you have a base to start from, as well as the windsock. Good. Yeah, these are the easy stuff. Now getting a little bit into the more detailed elements, which is the CTLD template. Yeah, the CTLD template. The one thing that I can say about is that please pretend as if that would not be there. Don't touch it. Don't even look at it. Yeah, it is set that it works perfectly with Fargo's new CTLD BSD script. It's a little bit banded, so it's not really how Fargo has set up the individual units here. Like the base does not exist in the original version, and then the FOB here. The FOB exists, but in a very different looking. This is the great thing about that script, that you can really create your own compositions and make them that they make it into the mission. This is really something that I like a lot. Yeah, there's a NASEM anti-air defense system, artillery system, lots of infantry you can pick from, and the crates. Good. Yeah, that's so far the CTLD. CTLD works in the concept that it works in conjunction, or it requires moose, so you need to set moose first. Yeah, and then CTLD, and on top of it, the other scripts, which is Zeus and IATS. Okay, if there is some more explanation required, please, again, like about the IATS, shoot a message into the mission design channel and we will take care about it. Good. Next thing is the unit template. The unit template works in conjunction with the Zeus script. The Zeus script is most commonly known here in BSD under the Gamemaster script. Yeah, I decided to use the Zeus name. I am somewhat stick to that name based from Armor, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, but that's what the script is called since I work with it here in BSD. I have to mention that all these missions that I have created and all this template that I am now presenting here would not be possible if Cake wouldn't have created this awesome Gamemaster script. Yeah, I will eventually paste a link to the respective forum in the D forums within our BSD Discord mission design post. Okay, yeah, what can I say about this unit composition? Whenever you want to act as a game master, or you decide that you want to create a mission that is very basically edited on in the mission editor, so you have just placed your FOB somewhere where you take off from, and otherwise there's nothing set, yeah, then you can use the game master function in order to spawn groups. And in order to spawn groups, you need to have them on the mission or on the map already. And these are like this M113 here. It's set to late activated, and that means in conjunction with a code that I will explain in a bit, you can spawn this M113 on the map. And because this option is ticked here, the player can drive. I can, when I'm a game master, I can jump into the M113 and actually drive it and interact with a mission, which is absolutely an awesome thing, and makes fun and adds a lot immersion to the mission. I don't want to go into detail about all the individual units here. It's pretty balanced units, wheeled vehicles, tracked vehicles, groups, armored, not armored, and unarmed, and so on. Then flying assets on both sides, red and blue, like jets for aerial attacks, helicopters, bombers on both sides, so that really you can create all sorts of mission by just copying a small line and dropping it into a marker and click execute, and then you can create the most awesome mission without even any knowledge about mission design. Yeah, and this is a point where this tutorial differs a little bit from the original intention to work as the purpose as multi-squad mission. This template here already is a good additional possibility for BSD members who have not really worked with the mission editor so far to easily create missions for BSD. Contact a couple of guys, arrange a mission, get with them on either one of our servers or create your own server, fire up the mission, place a few enemy units, and then you can have lots of fun. Yeah, I will explain how it works in detail in a bit. Okay, before I go into that detail, I want to explain a little bit for our little more advanced mission editor users about how to work with the static template. Yeah, because the static template is pretty important when it comes for the CTLD CSAR functionality. Okay, so I'm going to create a new mission. Again on Caucasus. And there we are again. So now this mission is completely empty and I want to create a new mission. Either using the BSD packs or using the Multi Squad mod packs. No matter what you do, you need to start with the CTLD script. And in order to get the CTLD script to work, this has a few requirements. Okay. Yeah, this is how the CTLD script looks like. And as you can see, there is a lot of code that looks pretty confusing in the beginning, but when you get an idea about what this actually is, then it's no more so confusing actually. In the mission design channel, in the pins, there is a description or explanation from posted by Fargo that goes into detail, that explains what is. I don't want to actually go into the functionality here. That's Fargo's job. I just want to show you why it's so important to follow the next steps that I'm about to explain. We have three categories here. The first ones are the loadable infantries, which you can select from the communication menu. When you go into communication menu, F10, other CTLD troops, yeah, then you have the selection, and the selection is based on these entries here. This of course requires that these groups are in that specific amount. Yeah, this is the amount of units with the respective name. Does it exist on the map? If it's the case, then the scripts will recognize this, and thus the this unit is available on the script. These things here are cargo crates that can be spawned, and they come with all individuals, so barrels, ammo, the cargo net, fuel tank, up to sandbags full and empty, shells, tank, ammo. So everything that you can imagine that might make sense in any way on creating a storyline in a mission, you can spawn here. But also these have very specific requirements in order to make the script work in the beginning. And then the last group here are the additional assets, like the RT battery, the FOB, the supplies, the NASAM, the FARP camp, base, and mortar, things that I have explained a little bit before. Okay, and why is it now important that we know about these categories here? I will explain. Because the template that you have here in the download, yeah, looks like this. So I load this template. This is BSD Multi Squad Complete template. I'm loading it, and you see that the map suddenly looks a bit similar to what it looked before when I've been in the other misfire. We have the IETS groups, we have the helicopters, we have the CTLD groups, and we have the unit templates here. Okay, so is the mission is the mission ready to work from this point on? Now, I forgot, the carrier is also set here within this template. So it really comes with everything around. Also, this little thing here that is absolutely important to spawn CSAR groups on the water, so don't touch it also. Good. What we need to do now is, I'm thinking about, okay, I'm doing it. Going a bit into the detail how to set it up real quick. So we create a new trigger. First we start with Moose. Okay. Moose, then we give it a start time after the mission has loaded. 1 second, do script file, and Moose. Good. Now I can clone it. CTLD, different time, like 5 seconds. And this script file works in conjunction with the with this mission. What I'm just thinking about, I maybe should add this script here to the download. Yeah, you see now it's added. Yeah, and now you have the respective, and I do the same for Moose. I think that makes sense. Okay, now Moose is also here included. It's pretty important that you regularly check out the campaign. Yeah, because the campaign already or always runs the latest versions of those scripts. I pretty much believe that you know how to extract scripts from a mission that you participated on. If not, like I already stated, shoot a message into the mission design channel and we will explain you. Good. Now, since we have set up this here, we need the Zeus. Give it like 7. Okay, and the IATs. That was wrong. Make it 10 seconds. Okay, now we're good to go. Saving it under a new name, migrate mission. That's a good start. Okay, now if I now go into the mission, then the script, the CTLD script, will put out errors. Yeah, because I will show you why this is. The cargo crates are having now a different unit name. This is pure DCSism. Yeah, because even though that is just one crate with the name cargo ammo 1500, and the unit name is the same, DCS thinks that this name is already present on the map because the cargo itself has a name. It doesn't really make any sense. Just don't think about it why that is. The thing you need to do is remove the -1, yeah, and do this for all the crates here. Yeah, okay. I think I'm going to skip the video. It's a bit of tedious and repetitive work. Okay, save. And hopefully the script will now say that everything's fine when we load. So let's select, oh crap, I forgot about this, pretty important, the Gamemaster slot. Gamemaster slot. So I forgot it for you, so you won't when you create missions. Okay, crossing finger that everything works now. So there's a, yep, CTLD CSAR verification successful. This is what you want to see when you have loaded into the mission. Yeah, and that is why this template is so important, because it comes with everything necessary. The only thing you need to do is to care about that stupid DCSism. If that wouldn't be there, then it's just drag and drop and save and execute and you're good to go. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Okay, now we are in our great mission, and yeah, now actually we can fly missions here. Yeah, what I have not yet done yet is, that I haven't use the helicopter sitting here and placed somewhere on the map. So in that scenario, I pretend that I have placed my helicopters here. You know what? Actually, I can do that. Doesn't take too long. And we'll show you a little bit better what I want to represent in a second. So let's take some vampires. 1, 2, 3, 4. In order to copy all of these, keep the shift button pressed. If you keep the control button pressed, it doesn't work. If you don't keep any button pressed, it doesn't work also. Keep the shift button pressed in order to make a selection. Okay, I should maybe push the shift button and not the caps lock. Then it works with the vampires. Okay, I have selected 1, 1 to up to 1, 4, and now it's important, don't copy them, cut them. Control X, cut them and place them somewhere where you want to be. For this scenario, I want to place a FARP here, and I want to attack Senaki for our little representation here. And also what is very important to note, you need to make sure that the area you want to place the helicopters is very flat. So use this old indication here to check how the terrain looks like. So if I move the mouse left and right, it pretty much stays around 30-ish. And if I go up and down, it's the same. Yeah, if I would go somewhere like here, you see that this is much of a difference. If I would place the helicopters now here, then there is a huge possibility that DCA says that helicopter 1 or 2 or all 4 cannot be placed because it's not suitable. Yeah. Then please make sure that everything is pretty flat here. Good. If we found our suitable place, Control V to place all these guys. Good. Next thing is that you can either use the template function here to create your heliport. In this case, we want to have the invisible, which is over there, but I use this one here now. So put it here, here, and here, and also a windsock. So another one, structures, and all the way down, windsock, bomb. Good. Now we have our FARP basically. The only thing that we need in order to get in contact with ground crew is the actual ground crew, but I will not place it now because this is part of the representation about how to use the unit templates. Good. We also even don't need enemies. Yeah, that's really everything you need to do when you want to create your mission, based on the bit more advanced stuff that I just represented with creating the actual mission, or using the template itself, creating, make a new mission name of it, and just use this template. Yeah. So whatever you do, both are working here. Good. Saving. And now into the mission. Good. From that moment on, we are in the situation that you have agreed with a few BSD members that you want to fly a mission together. In this case, a couple of AH guys, they want to fly Apache, and 3, 4 of them, they were on the short term and they joined this mission. And now everyone is on the server. And we have set up this mission, which is already in place here. So I'm now in the Gamemaster slot, and that is necessary in order to work with this script. I will show you why. If I would select, the Apache here, Warlock, Vampire 1-1. So Good. What would I see if I click now the map? Oh, that's interesting. Okay. The template, that's actually good that you see this here. The template is set that you can see your aircraft only. So everything else is not visible. These FARPs also are not visible in the template. That's good that we have the difference here that I can show you, not that you are wondering why you can't see them when you're using the template. I will show you then when I'm back in the mission editor which option it is. Good. Okay, back to Gamemaster. Yeah, that was a bit faster. Okay, first thing we need is a ground crew. And now I get to this this guy here. This is a unitless combined multi-squad unit group. And here you have all these units that are placed on the mission on the mission editor. You have these units now available here in shape of individual code lines. Copy the code, and then you can use it within the mission. Like this. Yeah. Okay, but this is now a little bit unlucky because there is no blue units. That's why the former blue landing pads turn neutral, and in a few moments they will turn red. So we will delete them again. That was the caps lock. And now it's removed and it turns blue again. That's nice. Okay, this is one way doing this. But I mentioned in the beginning with the OVGME, I talked about the DCS scratch pad. So what is a scratch pad? The scratch pad is some sort of a text editor, but it works within DCS. Yeah. The default key combination to bring it up is Control, Shift, and X. It looks like this then. It's not really sorted here well. I would need to do this individually, but I'm a bit lazy. That's why I leave it that way. This is pretty much the same what I have here. Yeah. I just copied and placed it into the Scratchpad. The Scratchpad is a good solution for 2D users, even though it was originally made for VR users. In VR, it's pretty handy when you want to, maybe in the briefing, you write down all the necessary information, which is important to note, like the frequencies or tactical information. You can write them down into a notepad during the briefing, and when you climb into the cockpit, just copy it and paste it into your Scratchpad. That's one way to use it. The other way is if you work as a game master, that you copy those unit lines here from the Gamemaster script and paste it into your Scratchpad. And now you can work with it. So here are the NATO units. First thing we need is a ground crew. So let's place a ground crew. A little bit offset here from the spawn. And now we have ground crew. Let's check out if it works. Okay, so let's see whether there's a ground crew. They making some shit over there. Let's see whether they're reacting on my requests. Okay, maybe they are a bit far away. So this is now how you can modify or manipulate. Click the number 1, this is the group leader, and give it a pass. And bring it a bit closer to the FARP, like here. Okay, meanwhile, he is driving. Let's care about some enemies. Yeah, this is the same thing. We use again our scratchpad and place some enemies here in Senaki. So first of all, we want to have a wheeled vehicle, maybe an armored BTR-82. We want to have one here and one here. And we want to have two groups, one T-72 group. Control C. Good. And paste and paste. Okay. And also, we don't need that. And also a bit of air defense. So let's look what we have here. We have the truck, the Shilka, the Strela, SA-8, the Gepard for the enemies. Some nasty stuff here. Oh, we have the Tunguska. That's a bit too nasty. Let's use the Strela. There's some things in between. Okay, and yeah, now we have a complete mission. We have our FOB, we have ground crew. We can take off from here and we can attack. We can return to the FOB, rearm, refuel, and yeah, go on. Rearm, refuel, yeah, as long as DCS doesn't come in between of our plans. So let's check now whether the closing up from the ground crew makes the deal. 1-3, just for the purpose of making sure that I don't crash into it. On spawn. Hopefully it works. Let's see. Shortcut.
Request refueling. Request rearming.
Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, with one of the latest updates, or a couple updates ago, actually, this issue started. That this issue sometimes is even on airfields that ground crew won't reply. So now we are a bit closer. Let's check here how it works.
Request refueling. Request rearming.
Okay.
Request refueling. Request rearming.
Okay, this is some sort of DCS failure. This ground crew consists of, hang on, This is the yeah, so the radio unit, yeah, more to speak. Then we have the refueler. This is the ammunition truck, and thus it should actually work very well. At least it did in the past. All my missions that I created worked very well using this option here to have the invisible FARPs and the ground crew nearby, and then it worked. Yeah, I can try whether adding some more of these things here. Let's check. Okay. Let's see how this worked.
Request refueling. Request rearming.
Okay, now you see that it works. So the amount of invisible FARPs makes a difference. That's interesting. Okay, so the more you place of these things here, the better is the possibility that the ground crew will react. But now you see that you will now have a workable FARP. Unfortunately, and I have to mention this, unfortunately, since a couple of updates ago, even that is no more guaranteed. So you might have contact with the ground crew. You are on a cold and dark helicopter. You start it up, you take off, you return, you land, you contact ground crew, and they remain silent. That might be possible. Yeah, you can. Yeah, I don't know what we can do about it. I think this is just a situation where we have to deal with in the moment. It's a bit sad because this steals a lot of immersion from specifically for helicopter guys. Okay, yeah, we are now in the situation that we have our mission set up. Yeah, I pretend that we have now here a lot of stuff set just for a presentational purpose. So now you can lift off and you can fly your mission. So this is how this template works. I hope that this little representation gave you some confidence that it is not black magic to create missions for BSD. Yeah, the only limitation really is your own fantasy. Yeah, you can create lots of fun stuff. You can use the airfields around, maybe to make sure that you don't stumble into these issues here. And yeah, that's basically it. So you don't really need too much heavy knowledge about how to use Mission Editor when you use the template. Okay. Yeah, as said, whenever you have any questions, just let me know in the Mission Design channel. And if you have followed this video until this point, then I'm saying thank you and looking forward to fly with you guys. See ya.